One-man game.
It's showtime, folks!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Through the Waiver Wire, episode 6, week 7. It has been a long week filled with injuries to many fantasy football names, many important fantasy football names, and many running backs as well. So this week is going to be a little bit different, as we're only going to focus on one player, and that one player is Jacquizz Rodgers. I am here to tell you that you should definitely be trusting in him this week, and here's why. Last week, Jacquizz Rodgers had 30 carries for 101 yards against a pretty stout defense in Carolina, in that they generally don't allow many running backs to just go off. Now, they struggle against the pass, but the run is typically different. But it didn't look like he had much of a chance last week to do anything, but he rolled off 101 yards. Looking at this week, he is getting the San Francisco 49ers, and the San Francisco 49ers are 30th ranked against the run. They're giving up 9 touchdowns, and they have allowed a league-worst 174.3 yards per game. Also, San Francisco has given up 25.46 fantasy points per game to opposing running backs. To put it kindly, they are kind of a mess against the run. And I see this as a big game for Jacquizz Rodgers. I think he's definitely going to go over 100 yards, so you're going to get at least 10 fantasy points, and he may even add in a touchdown as well. 49ers are having a tough year. Navarro Bowman is injured on top of that defense as well, and I just see this as a prime opportunity. I mean, I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is in this case, because I have Lamar Miller coming up against the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to be playing Jacquizz Rodgers over Lamar Miller. That's a bold move, but looking at the matchups, I mean, I like to play matchups in fantasy. I don't like to play safe. I don't like to play cautious. If I feel that a move needs to be made and that a move will help me out over a top name, then I'll play that waiver wire pickup in a minute. And that is the case this week. Jacquizz Rodgers is going to have a good game. I mean, Dirk Cutter is very familiar with him. He was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons back when Jacquizz Rodgers was there, so they have a familiarity with each other, and you should start him with confidence. In my opinion, he's a near running back 1, so he should put up big stats, and don't worry about him. He should be great. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it, and that is all for this quick edition of Through the Waiver Wire. But before we get out of here, I would like to talk about my streaming kicker of the week, and that streaming kicker is Matt Bryant of the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons and the Chargers are slated to have the highest total game of the week, and with my strategy, the Falcons are favored, and I like to take either the favorite team or the home team in the highest total of the week, and this week we get both, which is even more great, and that is why I'm going with Matt Bryant. Using this strategy last week, Will Lutz got double digits, and from week 2 all the way to this week, this strategy has been phenomenal, and I encourage everyone to use that strategy when it comes to kickers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Hope to see you next week.